Adrien Bronner versus Antonio Demarco, November 17th, will be an interesting fight. More so for Bronner because he's been fighting at 130. He's fought some opponents there, and he's outgrown that division. So now he has to move up to fight at lightweight. And like I said, it's an interesting fight for him because he's going to fight the number one guy at lightweight, which is Demarco, who is number one for the vacant ring title. And he could have fought anyone. He could have, took a tune-up fight, but he went out there and go for the number one guy. I give him credit for that. This is going to be a test for Bronner because, let's face it, Demarco is no tomato can. He's no stiff. I mean, he's been in the ring with good, decent opponents. His last guy to fight, the late Edwin Valero. He came back from losing on all three judges' scorecards and knocked out Jorge Linares on Hopkins Dawson undercard. He stopped Molina in his last fight, even though the stoppage was premature, but it still counts as a knockout win. So he has fought good fighters, and he can take it, and he can dish it out as well. So like I said, this will be a good test for Bronner to see if he can use his boxing skills and his speed to beat Demarco up, or beat him to the punch, or stop him, or just to see if he can take Demarco's power, if Demarco does land something on him, if he does. But it will be a good test for Bronner. Now, if Bronner wins this fight, this will be his step towards greatness. I'm not going to call Bronner right now a great fighter. I'll say he's a good fighter. He has not yet fought that one fighter that makes him great. So, but Demarco is surely a step in that direction. And, he also talked about after he beats Demarco, he wants to go after Ricky Burns. That's another good decision on his part to want to do that. I wish more fighters would want to take that role. It's very few nowadays that want to just fight the best fighters out there. So by him fighting Demarco, who's ranked 1, and if he somehow gets past Demarco, he goes after the next guy in line, who is Ricky Burns. Whether if he goes over there to Europe to fight him or he brings him here, doesn't matter. Personally, I would think it would be even better if he went over there to Europe to fight Burns. But it doesn't matter. It'll be good. Then he becomes the lightweight champion of the world. Those are the only two guys that I see in that division that would bring any credibility to Bronner, is Demarco and Ricky Burns. Anything after that, he's better off moving up to 140. So like I said, it would be a good test for Bronner to see what he can do, to see what he's made of. Another comment he made, I think this was today on, I don't remember, I think it was on Boxing Scene, or it was Ring TV. It was one of those. I remember reading it. It said something about how black fighters don't get the credit that they deserve and stuff like that. I say like this. You only get the credit that you deserve on how the fighters you fight, when you fight them and stuff like that. Now, like I said, Bronner, he's been emerging as he would call himself the next big thing in boxing. What boxing is missing. That's what he said. And at 130, he fought some fighters, but he didn't fight no really good fighters at 130. Like I said, now he's moving up to 135, and he's fighting the best lightweight. That he gets credit for that. And if he goes out and fight Ricky Burns, he gets even more credit for that. And whatever he does afterwards, it comes with the territory. But I just hope by him making that comment that as far as black fighters don't get the credit they deserve, I hope he doesn't go down the path of what Mayweather said so many times in his career, as far as, oh, they never give me my just due. Oh, they never give me my credit. Oh, they always will say something. People always say something according to what you do. Now, when you look back at Mayweather's career, when Mayweather started his career at junior lightweight, he got full credit in the world because He fought everyone at junior lightweight who wanted to fight him. It's not his fault that Acelino Freitas and Casamayor didn't want to fight him. Not his fault. But he fought everyone else. He moved up to lightweight. He fought Castillo twice. Became lightweight champion of the world. And it just seemed like he was just fully on his way to fighting top opposition. But then after the second Castillo fight, he started handpicking his opponents. You know, fighting guys like Chop Chop Corley and these other fighters that just weren't in his class. He started cherry picking. I'm just gonna say it just like that. He started cherry picking and went lightweight. Then when he moved up to junior welterweight, he cherry picked the title from Gotti. Don't get me wrong, Gotti was a great fighter, but let's be honest, Gotti was not in Mayweather's class. He cherry picked that fight. He, at the time when he moved up to welterweight, he stayed away from Margarito when he was offered $8 million. He didn't want to fight Cotto, but he did fight De La Hoya, who De La Hoya gave him his shot at greatness. He fought him. Then he fought Hatton. But other than that, when you looked at his career from the second Castillo fight to De La Hoya, it was very little to be desired from a guy who was on his way at that time. So I just hope Bronner doesn't make the same mistakes Mayweather did. If you want credit in boxing, you go out there and you continue to fight the best and beat the best, and let your record speaks for itself. You don't have to say nothing. If you're the best, you go out there and show people why you're the best. If you feel that you're what boxing is missing, well then go out there and prove it. Go out there and show people this is what boxing fans have been missing. A guy who's going to willing to go out there and continue fighting the best fighters. So like I said, I give Bronner credit for him challenging Demarco, taking that fight. And if he gets by him, he talked about Ricky Burns, go after him too. You get even more credit. And whatever comes afterwards, he mentioned Robert the Ghost Guerrero or other fighters at 140. Hey, listen, go ahead and do it. You get all the credit in the world for doing that. But leave the comments as far as black fighters don't get the credit and that's leave that for Mr. Mayweather. If you want to separate yourself from him and say that you are who you are and you're willing to fight anybody, you're not willing to duck and dodge nobody and fight fighters without it being something, then leave it at that and do what you got to do. That's my comments on that. Leave comments, good, bad. Subscribe to those who haven't. To the subscribers, I thank you. And there will be more videos to come later on. All right then.